everyone. Welcome to the podcast for this week. Switched it up on you. We got mics. We're in a different location. I got this guy in the building. It took a while to get him. Trust me. But with all the stuff he has going on, I had to be understanding. And really, bro, like for real, Jonathan, I appreciate you for ever making the time.
Being patient.
Yeah, no. I can exercise patience. You understand what I'm trying to do. And even within all this stuff, for you to create the time to do this. We're in the middle of his new restaurant, okay? We're here, Lost and Found. Going to show you a couple scenes of what he has cooking over here with Junior. And so I wanted to record here, just kind of give you that feel. People say they're doing things, but when you see it happen, it just paints a different picture. So I appreciate you making this happen. And we're going to get into your story, man. Where you from and where'd you go to school? Let's start with that first.
I'm from Mo City, Texas. Born and raised right off of 2234 in Hunters Glen 1 and 2 originally. I went to high school at High Tower High School in Mo City. I graduated in 2004. Then I went to college at U of H. Yeah, so I'm a U of H graduate. Went to the Bauer College of Business and got my degree in marketing and management.
Got you. So that's good. We don't have to use it. I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to be loud. You hold the mic. We're going to make this work because the back and forth might get a little, throw things off a little bit. Okay. So the marketing, you knew you wanted to do marketing and you went to U of H to study that.
No. So
that was just something to do?
When I was in high school, I got good grades, but U of H was the only school I applied to. I wasn't even like looking at college like that. My mom went to U of H, so it was just like let me just
follow the footsteps.
Let me just put my application in. She went to school for finance or something like that, or accounting or something like that. But I was just like, man, let me just put my application in. I got accepted. I went to orientation. I'm looking around like, man, I'm gonna just do business. I like business. You know what I'm saying? I'm a roll with business. So then as I got into my business degree, I finally kind of found a discipline that I like marketing kind of came into play. We was doing parties by the time I was a sophomore in college. Yeah,
this is La Familia?
This is La Familia. Right.
Let's talk about that. Who's part of the La Familia crew?
All right, so.
I want every name. I know Ivan. I know you. Earl was a part of it, apparently.
Right.
Okay, who else?
So it started off with myself, Ivan, and Earl. We was in my living room in Missouri City, just talking about what we was gonna do, what kind of plans we was gonna, little hustles. We was always like hustling in high school, just coming up with different ways to get to some money. Yeah, because my parents taught me the value of $1. So they wasn't giving me nothing. It was like you gotta earn it. You gotta earn this money. You gotta earn what you want. So it wasn't like. I was out here just getting all the J's and all that kind of stuff. Like if I did, I had to go, work for it and get it. So anyway, so that was kind of the origins of like, hey, like what we about to do. So we was always hustling together back then. So Earl went to Morehouse College in Atlanta, right? In his freshman year, and he came back his sophomore year. But when he was there, he was exposed to the party scene, actually the promoter scene. So we always went out. You know what I'm saying? We always like went out to clubs. We was going like to Roxy. I was getting fake IDs to go to Roxy. What's that? Connections. I'm at Connections free before 11, sweating outside because I ain't have. You know what I'm saying?
Clear Lake or the other joint?
The one that was way off by like 45 a few quid. Yeah, come on. Yeah, we was out there dodging bullets. You know what I'm saying? We was out there dodging bullets.
It was rough.
It was very rough. But we was there. You know what I'm saying? We was just working hard, get our little money, buy a little polo. You know what I'm saying? Go up there, put some Air Force Ones on, go to the club and you know what I'm saying, have a good night. So we was always kind of exposed to the party life.
Right. How do you do your first party? Like, how do you do your first event, or where do you do it at, and what inspires it? Because somebody has to come up with a name. Do you just do the party and you say we're La Familia now, or do you come up with the name, then you do the party?
So we came up with the name in my living room like that same day. So we all sat there and we kind of was talking about the party scene. We knew some girls that did some parties in in our high school. It was like called the Mo City's Finest. They was doing parties with this guy. He was like kind of like the head guy, and they were like the promoters in the back pushing it, and was like the face of the events. And so we knew that, and we were just putting it all together. And then Earl came back and was like, "Yo, I saw it. I saw the play. Like, we need to do this. We need to do this." So he said, "Hey, we need to do this. This is something that we really need to do." We had
already out to Earl, man, because he was really the one like pushing it.
Yeah, we was just out here doing little hustles, selling T-shirts and stuff, like just saying light stuff. But he came back and was like, "Hey, man, this is something that we need to do." We went to Atlanta and saw their operation that they had. Just college guys throwing parties. You know what I'm saying? So. And it was also a void in the market for what we was trying to bring to the table. When we was promoting, when we first started promoting, all of the parties was Greek parties. Either you was going to the U of H Alphas parties, the TSU Kappas,
the Qs every now and then, the Sigmas. We just stepped. We did a couple parties, but it was frat parties. Period.
Frat parties was the play. So it was just that's what we were able to go to, and it was just like, hey, like after a while that shit started getting like,
you have to be Greek or you have to jock Greeks
to have a good even have a good time. Like, you got to move out the way, people stepping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yo, bro.
So for the people who didn't want to be part of fraternities, they're like,
it's cool because this is where all the girls is at that go to your school.
It's crucial. Y'all don't understand this. Back in the day, it was frat parties. I promise you, that was it. Frat parties were so big. They used to rent out the Hilton, the Renaissance Hotel, and all of that. And these guys literally killed all that. They pretty much inspired and motivated you to be that cool guy by yourself and throw a party and invite your friends, and you don't have to be part of like an organization and do it. But yeah, remember that. Go into that though.
Yeah. So I mean, it was the only frat parties to go to, so we were just like, hey man, let's offer another type of event for. And then the frat parties were few and far between. So frat parties might be once a month and once every 2 months. They wasn't just throwing them all the time like that, right? And it wasn't like a real club to go to besides like Connections or T-Town or something like that. So it was just safe. So it was a different vibe. If you were going from a college campus, U of H college campus, then you going to party at Connections. You know what I'm saying? You about to. But somebody shooting eventually. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that was a different vibe for what I transitioned to when I went to college. So it was just like, hey, let's offer a different alternative than going to a frat party and watching niggas step and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So we did that. We went to Zen Bar. Actually, Zen Bar was the place that we did our first party, and we was just really like guerrilla promote. We was out there with the flyers on campus, skipping class, pulling up at TSU, pulling up at PV, Sam Houston, in our cars, just jumping out the car with flyers, just going and hitting all the dorm rooms at midnight. It's midnight, you know what I'm saying? We slide flyers
at the towers.
At the towers, niggas coming to open the door. Hey, what y'all doing? Yo, it was just.
I remember.
We was really out here. We was just really out there like grinding.
Guerrilla marketing. How was that party? Crazy.
It was the first party. So let me just shout out Energizer. We went and got Energizer.
Gotcha.
That was our DJ. So Energizer from Mo City too. He was
Shout out to Energizer.
Right. Shout out to Energizer, my brother. But he was the TSU Kappa's DJ. So he was like the guy that was killing all the TSU Kappa events.
Absolutely.
So hey, we like, hey, all right, when you offer the TSU Kappa events, we got events for you too. So we booked them. That was our guy that we was using on all our events. Him and Billy. Actually, Billy was the guy that was designing our flyers. Wow, so we was sitting there. Right.
Shouts out to Billy Sorrells.
Right. So we with Billy Sorrells at his. Right. We with him at his apartment across the street from TSU, designing flyers at 12 o'clock at night. Energizer in there with us. You know what I'm saying? We making flyers for our events. Billy was in there, the designer that was making it. So you know what I'm saying? We had people that we was just getting game from them. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is what we had going on. Right. And then we was very observant too, so we could kind of see what they were doing and kind of like know what was good, what would work for us, what wouldn't.
Right.
So we taking pieces of the game that we done seen. Like I said, the free before 11, so I experienced it. I was outside, sweating
in line,
fam,
sweating.
You putting on your cologne, you trying to make sure you gonna be straight. You know
I had backup cologne because when I walk in the club, I wipe out the sweat and put another coat of dab.
Come on, bro, that's what it was. So I understood all of that. I kind of, we had a grasp of it already. So we did our first party at Zen Bar. It was successful. It was real good. Oh, so you was asking me who was in it. When I just thought about Zen Bar, I just thought about this picture with Cool Paul. You remember Cool Paul?
I remember Cool Paul.
Cool Paul, my nigga Cool Paul was in there throwing money. Like we had about like $50. We had like $50. We throwing $50 $1 bill because the party was just lit. We just on some like.
Let's show off.
But that was like the thing back. Yeah, that was like in the
it.
culture. That was in the culture at the time, like rappers and shit thought. So it was just added hype to the event. It was like, yo, this is one of the best regular parties that we done been to. So after that party, we did another party the exact next week. We was just like, yo, we was on the high. We was like, let's go. So we went to this little spot in Third Ward.
I hate to interrupt. I think it was genius y'all went downtown.
Mm-hmm.
That is crucial. It's something I don't know where you search for to try to get a venue, but back then it was a nightmare trying to navigate through downtown. Nobody even wanted to do it or find out about it. So, but you had to be a certain kind of person to want to even take that on. Because there are people like, the party downtown, man, I'm not going. Mm-hmm. And you didn't want those people at your parties anyway. Right. So anyway, I digress, but I wanted to bring that up real quick. But the second, after you do the second party, what else? How do you start weekly?
So weekly, actually, so we was just doing one-off events. We felt like we were going to follow that scarcity model. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you do once every 3 weeks or every 2 weeks. The anticipation, it gives us time to build the anticipation, start dropping flyers, get that guerrilla marketing out. We found Facebook. Facebook was a great friend of ours too. We was really the first people putting weekly events up on Facebook and sending those invites out, doing those clicks
per person.
Come on, hours. So people ain't know how crucial that was. Like for hours, you was grinding, pressing buttons on Facebook.
This is
to
the
get
old
people.
Facebook, not the one with your updates right now.
Right. This was the old Facebook. You could see who was in your class at your school. Like you could see like all the people that got your class.
Have your EDU address to even have a Facebook account.
Come on. So we up adding people to our friend list and sending invites all night. So, but anyway, so that was our little model that we ran. It was myself, Ivan, Earl, Cool Paul, my boy named Daniel. It was a lot of it. It was Daniel, this guy named Khalid, and this guy named I forgot that dude's name. He dropped out early. So anyway, so the story goes where we were doing parties, but everybody wasn't. It was a lot of people, and everybody wasn't contributing, and everybody wasn't getting what they thought they should get without contributing. Right. So it was just like, hey man, what you want to do. So it was just like, hey, what do you want to do? So a lot of people fell off. A lot of people dropped off the group. We were still doing events, but eventually it ended up being myself, Ivan, and Earl, and my boy Jamichael. Jamichael went back to school to New Orleans. Earl went back to school to Morehouse. And then next thing you know, it's just me and Ivan. So me and Ivan. Yeah.
How does Junior come in the picture?
That's what I was about to lead to. So we at the UC passing out flyers, me and Ivan, for one of our events. And Junior just walks up out of nowhere and was like, yo, like, let me talk to you. You know what I'm saying? We was like, okay, what's up? He was like, man, I see what y'all been doing. Y'all been grinding, doing some really good events. I do Nigerian events. I do frat events with the Qs. Like we should partner up and do something. So we was like, we'll talk to you. We'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We'll see.
You came to us.
Yeah,
but it took a lot of balls for him to do that. You have to have a certain level of self-confidence to say, let me talk to you. I know what I bring to the table. Let's collaborate. Now, you also have to hold your own. Like, you can't just be excited to just say yes. So you say, nah, we're good. We'll get at you. We'll see. Right.
That's who Junior is, though. So that's his personality. That's what makes him who he is. That's what. Gotcha. That's a intangible that he has that brings a lot of success to him and our organization. Gotcha. So where was I?
He talked.
So we met and we talked about the collaboration. And me and Ivan, at first we was like, from where we from, it's not I'm not that friendly. You know, so you already know off the bat. So till today, I'm not just a friend. But it's not. I'm not mean, but I'm just not like, oh yeah, hey, man, what's up?
Spirit of cooperation all the time.
And that's just not who I am. That's just not how I grew up. You know, coming from where we was from, it just wasn't. Being friendly wasn't part of the. In Houston, I think it's a lot of that. Just in Houston, period. Like we just not know friendly dudes like that. You know what I'm saying? Most of us that's born and raised from Houston ain't
it's
like
a natural thing.
Right. So it's just like, hey, so it wasn't like I'm just like, nah, fuck you know what I'm saying, like that. But it was just like, man, all right, we'll see. Yeah.
Right.
So
and you really don't want to, but is it something you have to say?
Right. So randomly. So I believe. Let me just say this one thing too. I believe in signs. I believe in God. I believe God bring people together. All that. So randomly, Tito, junior cousin, is in my class. Me and Tito was cool. We cool. We helping each other with homework, sending each other notes. Come on. So come on. Me and Tito is like
in the same class.
We in the same classes at U of H. I'm cool with Tito. And it was just like, so then it was just like some kind of way I found out that was junior cousin. It was just like, oh shit, like
that
that's
was the guy who talked to me. And what are the chances?
What are the chances, bro? So it's like God was just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? This has to happen.
Right.
And me and Tito met on some like, hey, bro, you got my class. You know what I'm saying? I missed the first day. Like, yo, can you send me the notes?
Right. Crazy.
Come on, bro.
that
Like,
doesn't happen either.
Right. And so that's how I met Tito, and then we found out it was with Junior. We was like, oh, okay, cool. So me and Ivan went to meet Junior at Sharpstown Mall, actually in the food court. He was over there at Johnny's shop. He was there at Johnny's shop. He was like, oh, let's just meet up. I just want to talk to y'all about woo. So like, cool. So we met, and we did a Christmas event at the Grasshopper. So we was doing like one-offs at Grasshopper. It was like, man, let's meet and do a Christmas event. I think him and Jacob had did an event right before that. Him and Jacob had worked together before
y'all did. So he comes with Jacob, you come in with Al.
But they just worked together on that event. So they did a one-off event at Grasshopper, I believe, and then we had planned our event like the week after or so like that. So
and again, I have to interject. I'm at the Zen Bar watching this stuff happen like 2 blocks down the way. I'm like, I thought the Zen Bar was everybody went to. And I see all the chaos down the street at Grasshopper. I'm like, I got to get there. I got to see what's going on.
So, yeah, we was definitely down the block from Zen Bar. So if you was at Zen Bar and you just happened to look to your left and see some bodies and some people outside, that was us, causing a ruckus over there in the downtown area. But, yeah, we did our first event together at Grasshopper. It was a great success. The next day we all went out and celebrated right across the street from Grasshopper, like Suede or something like that. And so we all took our money, we were just popping bottles, it was a real time like for us to like bond and enjoy. You know what I'm saying?
Enjoy the success.
You're like, yo, you just won with it.
Right.
We just all won together. You know what I'm saying? So let's have a good time. And so we did that, and then I think we met again after that party at the same spot in the food court at Sharpstown, and it was just like, yo, let's just do every week, like a weekly party.
That was the birth of the week.
It was like, yo, let's do
Thursdays
weekly
at Grasshopper.
Right.
Was it Saturday? It was
Thursday. We started off with Thursday.
Saturday.
Butterfly came Saturday. So we did Thursdays at Grasshopper, killing it for years.
And at that point, it's Junior Martin and La Familia. Right. That was the title of their parties. Correct. I got the flyers. Trust me.
For sure. So it was us and Junior. We were me, Ivan, Junior. We was doing the weekly Thursday nights at Grasshopper with DJ Energizer, and it was a hit. I think we got into like an altercation or something like that with the guys at Grasshopper. Back then you had to put up money to get the bar. To get the building, you had to put up like $5-6 grand.
Percentage out the door, and you got no bar.
No bar, and you had to pay to get in there, like to just even bring your crowd in there to make money. Right. So we got into like an altercation with them about something like that, and like it was like the week before, like 2 weeks before, like the biggest Thursday of the year, like the Thanksgiving Thursday. So we like, dog, what we about to do? So we was just like, man, let's just. So we had did one-offs before with Toke Bar when it was across the street, and the one that was underground. So me and Ivan had did parties. So we did like Halloween parties there, all kind of little different parties with La Familia over there at Toke Bar. So when they moved to the bigger building, we just like reached out. Was like, hey, Ian, Mosin,
can we do
what can y'all
They did this stupid tax, I heard.
Stupid tax. They was up there taking like damn near 30% of the door, no bar, It was bad.
You
And you paying
paying
security. You paying like you just see your cash come in and bust it down.
But watch this. How much were y'all taking out all of that?
Oh, it was crazy. That was crazy. We
I
in
would
college.
argue you still don't see that money till today.
Not on a one night basis.
No, night.
No, sir. But everybody was paying back then. People was getting there before 11, and if they wasn't there before 11, they was paying. They wasn't tripping.
Right. They weren't tripping. They paid the money. Right.
So it was a good time. We did that for several years too, making a lot of money over there with them, and then.
How's the birth of ALife? Like, how does that transition?
So that was like after Butterfly Lounge. Like we did Butterfly, so we moved from there. We went to try to do like a little older crowd with Butterfly Lounge. We went to Butterfly Lounge, killed that. Yeah, that was crazy. We used to have lines all the way down the block. It was crazy.
Right, and this was when y'all started employing inDmix. So I had to shoot the office, and then I had to run down, and I'm like, I can't believe these cats are rocking like this. So
I got a funny story about that. I used to email you, and I probably still got the emails in like an old Yahoo account. I'm like, yo, can you come out and shoot our events? You was like, nah, you were barely responding at first, and then it was just like, man, I don't know what happened, but we finally like got a hold of you or some kind of way, and then you started coming up. But at first, I used to hit you up, and you was not pulling up. You was not hitting me back. Nah, I get it. Nah, I get it, bro. I get it 100%. But I just remember, that just jogged my memory about that. So yeah, we did Butterfly Lounge, and then we tried to transition into the 21 up market. The La Familia name was associated with collegiate parties. So it was a strategic move to move all of our, and we was partnered with Julian for most of our events at that time. So it was just like, let's just all move our brands together and start, doing it under one name or whatever. So I think we came up with like the Black Aristocrats at first or something like that.
I remember that.
And then
you actually used that.
Yeah, we used it for a long time. Yeah, we used it for like a year. So we made our website. So we just went and took it like a whole different route. We was like we about to get a website made. We're going to have our own pictures. You know what I'm saying? We just went a whole different route with the whole Black Aristocrat stuff. So we had a website. That's when we got with Henry and Tola.
Got you. That's
when that started. So that was around like when we was doing Bamboo days or something like that. So we was trying to do the 21 and up market. We started doing Bamboo. We was working with Kurt and them guys on certain nights. We was working with Rara.
While you're talking about this, one of the most legendary party series, which I think y'all need to bring back, is called the All Black $1 Million Ball. Okay? It was just something I could tell. They were just saying it just to say it because a bunch of birthdays occurred it was twice a year where a bunch of birthdays of all their friends happened, one around the fall, one around the spring, and they would do this party, and there were regular parties that they did weekly, but this was like, you got to dress up and pull up. Can y'all bring that back and talk about that just a little bit?
Somebody else told me like probably 6 months ago was just saying like how we should bring back the All Black $1 Million Ball. I think it was for Junior's birthday that just passed. We were trying to do that, but yeah, it was I think it was Junior, Tito, and Jacob that started that All Black $1 Million Ball. They did a party with, I think it was like them franchise boys or something like that. And that was like the first installment of the All Black $1 Million Ball. So we just
got the flyers. I promise you.
So it's just rare that like myself, Teddy, and Earl, we all got our birthdays like around the same time. Right? Jacob and Junior and Tito's birthdays are all around the same time. Right. Adi, Lyndon, and Lyndon and Victor. And Victor's birthdays are all around the same time. So that's what we used to do the installments. Like, hey, we about to do the All Black. Yeah, 3 to 4 times a year we used to do the All Black $1 Million.
And an athlete would have like a birthday or something that you guys were putting up, and then that would be like the 4th one or something like that. Right. I remember that.
We used to have Coco from Coco and Dina used to do her birthday with us and stuff too on the All Black $1 Million Ball. So yeah, it was a good install.
I gotta give y'all props on that because I was watching it, and when I saw that party, I'm like, they're up to something. The successful venture of Drake, that was a big deal. I think one of the most successful urban nights in Houston. How does that come about?
So I was doing Bayou Place with Dave Anderson. Shout out to Dave. Me, Lyndon, and Jacob was doing that. Junior was doing Friday nights at the Pavilion, Scott Pavilion, something like that. We left Bayou Place. We all left Bayou Place. I think Julian and them left Scott's Pavilion. We all came together at the Drake or whatever to do the Friday nights.
GATSBY Fridays.
Right. So one thing led to another. Eventually, it ended up just being. I think Kurt was on there as well. It ended up just being myself. I mean, just our team, the Black Aristocrat team. Right. So we had the night. We went to Mario and was just like, yo, like in order for us to do it, we need to like revamp the club. So that's why we like made him right. So we made him change up a couple things in the club, like putting the sections in the middle of the club. The confetti, the light show, building the platform on the back of the sections for everybody to stand up on.
That was one of the first time I saw actual architectural change by request of the promoters, a rebrand of your club's name, and the owner had to allow, they had to bow and cave to it. It's one of the first times I saw that, and I wanted to definitely bring that up and give y'all props for that because I hadn't seen it prior to that point.
Yeah, we looked at it and saw that, you know, that was something that really probably could have been done to make it better. And we saw it from going out of town, like going to other clubs out of town, LA, Miami, New York, Atlanta. Yeah, right. So you're seeing like the different designs and the way it's set up and the type of energy that it creates once you are in that atmosphere. Yeah, so we like saw that. We saw Drake, the club Drake, and it was like a good shell. It was a great build out for what we was trying to do. And so we talked to Mario and Luis, and they agreed. They made the changes. We started the next week, and from then on,
I remember from there. This is when this is when the entrepreneurial spirit comes in. When did you go into ownership? Because I'm following the path of all the steps y'all made to get to this.
So to get to ownership, we
did you always want to do it? Okay.
So it was in my the story was the idea was in our head that owning a club was bad. It was like bad business because you got to pay all this money.
The outlook on you don't want to own, just promote and dip
and be able to move around. But I saw the benefits of promoting. It was actually right before NBA AllStar Weekend out here. We was teaming up with Alex Gidewon and DeAndre Bird.
Probably your most successful party ever.
It was one of our most high-profile, successful weekends ever when we was dealing with them. Gotcha. But they brought us to Atlanta. They told us to come to Atlanta and just check out what they had going on. And we seen the whole play. It was just like they owned the club. They was in there walking around, security, telling people what to do, bringing bottles out, like, hey, here y'all go. Going from one club to the next, they took us to, I think they had like Vanquish and another club right next to it, and then they took us to Compound. So we in Compound going through the back, just seeing the whole operation. Like, yeah,
they don't just own one, they own multiple
during the same night. They open. They all open on the same night. Right. So we just like, yo, what? This is different.
This is where we need to get to.
It's different and it's attainable. You know what I'm saying? That showed us like this is something that's attainable that you can do and you can make. You know what I'm saying? A good amount of money. They had drivers. Like we coming out the back of the club
and the car's running.
We jump in the Suburban, just doom. Security, the cops
clear the way.
Motorcade. I'm like, yo, what is this? Like, these some promoters? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it was just a real eye-opening. Right. So once we saw it, we was just like, yo, we coming back full throttle, going for it. So we was promoting at another club, and then I was just driving around downtown. I ran up on Club Empire, the guys in Empire. It was light. It was like a Saturday night. It was light. Nobody was out there. They were just sitting on the patio smoking cigarettes. I was like, yo, like, what y'all got going on over here? He was like, nothing, man. You know, we just trying to. I was like, let us come over here and promote. He was like, cool. So then I stopped and I was like, man, actually, I went inside. Yeah, I was like, hold on. How about we partner up?
So that was your first partnership venture.
Right. So that was our first partnership venture. We came in. We did a 50-50 deal. We said, hey, we're going to put the money in to revamp the place. We're going to redesign it. We're going to do all of the additions of sections, sound, light, paint, bar, all that. So we went and invested the money in there. We started doing the Saturday nights. Saturdays, and we think we had like a Friday night going with some other promoters, but we was doing the Saturday nights there, and that was a pretty good, it was pretty good, a good deal. So once we saw that, I think during that time we did NBA All-Star Weekend when we owned Empire, so that was like even crazy, right?
Crazy,
right. So then, something was just like we were doing Scott Gertner Sports Bar at the time.
Wednesday
so we was
nights.
promoting, right.
Right.
So we was promoting at Scott Gertner's, and then we rented out Scott's for, this is how Prospect came about. So we rented out Scott's for NBA All-Star Weekend. He wasn't going to do nothing. And so we were just like, yo, let's just give us everything. We want everything. We going to come and get for this weekend. And Julian was like, man, I don't know, bro. I said, bro.
Trust me.
I told him, he'll
right?
tell you this. I said, hey, bro, I swear we going to kill it. I swear. I promise. He was like, man, you sure?
And he wanted a flat fee. You paid him out.
Paid Scott. He gave it to us. We did it with DeAndre and them because they brought us on the event. So we brought them on that event with DeAndre and Alex, and it was a smash. And we saw the operation, what it could be, what it could do if Scott's was open, if Scott's was a little nicer. So then once the Scott's Pavilion closed, we was investors in Scott's Pavilion. Once that shut down and went,
I heard that was a big
right. It was So once that went down, we approached Scott saying, hey, would you like to sell it?
This one.
You know what I'm saying? He was just like, I don't know. Then he finally was like, cool. So he walked us to the landlord. There's another guy named Lee Ellis came with us. The Lee Ellis that owns Liberty Kitchen.
Right.
So he came in and vouched. Previously we were trying to get sports bars and stuff like that. These places were saying like, nah, y'all don't have.
You gotta have somebody who can vouch for you or
some financials. Yeah, so we didn't have no like paperwork, financials. It was like, what's your menu? We was like, we don't got. You know, so it was just like
the endorsement of Lee Ellis. For the landlord to take it serious. So shouts out to Lee Ellis.
So Lee came in and was like, "Hey, I believe in these guys. I think they got what it takes to do what they asking you to do." Landlord was like, "Cool, I'm gonna roll the dice on y'all," and we got the lease at Prospect Park.
That's dope, man. So from there, I'm gonna fast forward. We are in this talk about Lost and Found real quick, and I'm gonna go back in between when we switch because I want to show y'all this backdrop over here.
Lost and Found just kind of really, to be honest with you, just kind of stumbled up on us. We got out of another business deal that we had going on in 2017, 2018.
Not gonna talk about it.
I'm not. But anyway, so we got out of that business deal. And Junior was just riding around downtown. We was always saying we was looking for another spot to give. So we feel like it's a void for a little nicer venue, right? A little bit more upscale venue. It's a void in the market for something like that. A little cooler, a little different cooler concept with craft cocktails, food, really, really good food. So we were always saying like, hey, we always on the lookout for something like that. Right. Junior rode by this place, found it, called the landlord. We met with him. He came by Prospect, tried the food. He was like, hey, man, I'm going to give y'all a shot. The landlord, him and his wife came by. This guy named Jack. They came by. They was like, hey, man, we like what y'all got going on. We're going to give y'all a shot. So we got this lease.
I have to interrupt.
All right.
He said Junior was driving around. I want that to hit y'all a little different because you see the success of what they do, but it takes actually driving around. Can you imagine how many other spots they drove around? You have to have the vision, and you have to go do the groundwork. Go look at this Steve Rogers interview. He talks about doing the same thing. So I want to go through and mosey past that, but I can't go past that because on an average night where you're just out, just having fun, somebody has a vision and is driving around looking for the next opportunity. Trying to put these stories out there because these are the things you have to do if you want to take it to the next level. This was a promoter doing an 18 and up club, driving around at night trying to get and then find a landlord and then buy into the opportunity. So there were so many obstacles you got to run into. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you brought that up. I couldn't just pass through that.
All good.
Yeah, continue. We're going to finish up on the Lost and Found, and then I want to talk about what you think of the climate of the industry and your future plans.
Oh yeah, but so here we just, what was I saying before that?
We're talking about how he drove around
so found it. Landlord came, found the food, tried the food, loved it. We got the space.
Like the food at Prospect without even telling the menu of what you planned for this.
Correct, right. Gotcha. So he was just like, hey, I like what y'all got going on. He saw the decor. He was just like, I love this place. I'd never seen it before. So he liked it. So he gave us an opportunity here. So the kind of the Lost and Found was like kind of came from us losing the opportunity somewhere else and finding another situation for us. You know what I'm saying? For ourselves. So
that is dope.
So that's part of like the whole get up with the name and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure.
We'll show y'all little taste, little samples of what it looks like. Great decor, new spot. Is it a restaurant, an eatery? Just tell us.
So we're food forward. We're food and craft cocktail forward. So it's not a sports bar. It's not a. Okay. I don't like to pigeonhole my concepts. You know what I'm saying? I like to make it a broad concept. We have everything here. We got real good food. We got good drinks. We got TVs if you want to watch the game. If you want to smoke hookah, we got that too.
Upstairs, I see you got the patio.
We got upstairs patio with a nice view of downtown. We got the art walls outside for people to come out and take pictures. We'll have a couple
art walls. You got to see this
for sure. So those will be changed monthly. We'll just be bringing our new artists, giving them an opportunity to
signature food items for them to expect to have here. Can you talk about that?
I don't like to do that kind of stuff because
you gotta come and see.
Yeah,
Things
because
change.
Well, people be stealing. So you know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing that I know that people will go and take your ideas and run with it and act like they did. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
plagiarism.
And so
at its finest.
Right. And so that's one of the reasons why I kind of I don't talk to a lot of people or talk about certain things with people because I know that people be having malicious intent. You know what I'm saying? They'll take your stuff.
And sometimes intentionally or unintentionally, there are people who just do things and they think that they've always had the idea, but no, you really got inspired and you stole it and you don't know. I've seen that happen so many times.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it's so that's one of the reasons why I just won't disclose some of the information like that because I just rather it be a surprise that people come in. But the people that have tried it, we had about 30 to 40 people try the food so far. They gave it raving reviews. I tried to pick things that aren't out here like that. Things that I've tried in different countries. Yeah, in this area, things I've tried in different places, different countries. Like I'll give you one. Like I went to Nando's chicken in London. So we going Nando's style with our chicken over here for sure. So I'll give you that one. That's definitely
just a little
taste. But that's like one of the main things.
Inspired across the world, like the menus coming from different places. And Jonathan's a traveler. We'll talk about it in the hobby section where we wrap this up real quick. Give us a break. We'll be right back. And we are back. Had to give y'all a little different scene. Got the purple Prince couches right here. What is this, velvet? But this is the vibe you get at Lost and Found. I'm going to jump right into it. So, promoter, entrepreneur, but you still see the industry. So what is your take? What is your outlook on these new promoters, these new parties, these new concepts, good or bad? What do you think?
I'm not going to speak ill on it, even if I may have a few choice opinions about what's going on or what I've seen or whatever. But I mean, I like it. I mean, I like that the fact that it's a lot more people out here trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that trying or like actually getting out here and jumping off the boat and like going out here and actually trying to do something positive for you or your family or whatever, or for the city, like to give the city different options of events to go to. I think that's a good thing. So I mean, I really think that that's a positive thing that's going on. But as far as like the longevity of it, I don't know if that's there because I haven't seen like the big like wow events in a long time.
And speaking of wow, you know, like a lot of things that y'all did at GATSBY is really it's still crazy to me to today. I think that's when I saw the branding of the hats. You were bringing the artists. I was wondering if Mario was paying for it, if y'all were paying for it. I'm like, there's no way they made the money back for this guy. Like, talk about that because I think that was the cornerstone of ALife, Black Aristocrat. Like, I think that was the peak. That was when everybody in the city was like, man, these ALife cats, you know, back then, Black Aristocrat cats are doing it big, and people had to pay attention to y'all. So talk about the commitment.
Well, yeah, it was just we just saw it as an opportunity to brand ourselves in a huge way, more than we've ever done before. Branding that's when to us branding kicked in like full-fledged. We was like, hey, we're going to get waitresses, our own waitresses. They're going to have uniforms that got AristocratLife on them. We're getting hats that got AristocratLife on them. We're getting, we're going to pay for radio ads with Mario. Mario busts down the radio, so I will say, hey, Mario busts
because you have to have an owner who shares your concept.
Right.
Else your vision is going to be squashed from jump. So I give Mario a lot of props because he was willing to invest in the concepts that you guys had.
So yeah, so we were interested in bringing out all the best artists. You know, so we was bringing artists down. Our name attached to this artist went a long way. As far as but you might not make all your money. You know what I'm saying? Back on that event.
See it, but you knew you had a good time.
But
and
you
were
did
coming next week.
You did. You might have had Drake in the building or something like that, right? But for the next 3 weeks.
You're going to go back to the building that Drake went
everybody's, hey, this is where Drake was at. This party was crazy. We're going back here for the next 3 weeks. So you were recouping. So that's the formula. It's like, hey, you might do 1 or 2 in a row to get your night popped off. But then once it's popped off, you can go 3 weeks without doing a host. You know what
major host and get some of that money back.
Right. So
and continue to build and
but
brand
you still had to continue to deliver on your brand promise to saying that, hey, we're the people that's bringing the hottest events or the hottest artists to the city at the time. You know what I'm saying? So
we're going along that line with all the stuff you do. Are there people, I always try to ask this because you're a guy who's kind of in the background, but you see every part of it that's going on. Who are the people, anybody you want to give props to that's been grinding and working hard, that's never failed you? I know in this industry, some people flake and all that, but this is an opportunity just to point out a couple of those cats along the way.
Besides my team, besides my guys and my crew that we work with, one of the people that I really do respect out here is Rara. So when we were first doing La Familia, Rara came to us with an event on Saturdays or something like that. He was like, man, all y'all gotta do is get people in the building. I'm gonna pay for the bar. He was like, I'm about to do the open bar. All y'all gotta do is bring people in the building. So it was like we doing college parties and it's free alcohol. So it was just like, yo, y'all just come over here and bring the people. I'm gonna pay for the bar. And we gonna bust down the money even. I don't even have to get all of my bar money, but we gonna bust down the money. So, but that's just an example of somebody that was always been solid. So ever since we've been working with him here and there around the times, and every time I run into him,
from the very first venture till now, he's always
solid, a solid dude. Yes, yeah. So, I mean, and he's similar. Like he ain't all in the front all the time like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like
right. So when you ask me who's somebody that I kind of respect, I could say Rara has always been like the same guy. Shout out Rara for sure.
That's dope, man. Mm-hmm. Consequently, you don't like speaking ill will, so I'm not gonna ask you about that, 'cause I know you're not gonna answer.
Nah, I guess.
How do you manage just being in the background? You are ALife. Like, I believe you walk into a party, people don't even know who you are. Do you like it like that on purpose?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I've never been that guy like just, hey, look at me, or hey, I'm the guy, I'm the man. I don't care about people thinking that I'm the man, I'm successful. I just like creating dope shit for the city, dope stuff that people can enjoy. So I like sitting in the back and just watching people have the time of their life, and they don't know that it's me. I'm sitting here and I'm just looking. Dudes like, hey, watch out. Dudes like, hey, watch out, nigga, get out the way. I'm like, all right, bro. Hey, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool, bro. It's all good. Or girls having a good time, like, hey, nigga, I'm like, hey, baby, all right, cool. It's all good. Enjoy yourself, because I'm winning right now. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen it say, I've told people like, that's the owner right there. And they're like, oh, him? I'm like, him.
Yeah, that happens too. That happens a lot too. I'm normally the last person that people meet. Like, as far as everybody, like, I'm just not in the front like that. But that's not my thing.
You deserve this. I don't know, just a little bit more attention. I know you're going to crawl back, but I want people to know Jonathan for who he is, and I give you props. Shout out to Junior, too, but you do a lot, and I've seen you grow to where you are now, and I want to give you props for always keeping that temperament. List all your ventures right now.
We have Prospect Park, Galleria, Prospect Park, Willowbrook. We're renovating Engine Room and Jet Lounge right now.
It's going to be called Cake.
So Engine Room will be called Cake Club, and then we still keeping the secret on the Jet Lounge name.
Okay.
We're here right now in Lost and Found.
Eatery.
Right. So that's our active ventures. We have the ALife Hospitality Group that we're starting. This is our first concept underneath that umbrella, the ALife Hospitality Group. So
that's a new company.
That's a new company that with me and Julian starting. So we just out here looking to bring better, dope concepts that aren't out here in the city of Houston to the city.
This is one of many that you're going to be
one of many. So we have a lot in the pipeline. So we're looking for people that, hey, if you got a skill set, if you know how to cook, if you're a manager, flyer designer, videographer, servers, like whatever.
Instagram will be under there.
Right. Holler at us, please, because we're growing. We got opportunity for growth. We're not slowing down. We're getting ready to open up a Prospect Park in Dallas, Texas. There's room for growth. There's room for for you to be your own boss. So come over here, and if you got skill set that you want to, try to bring to the table and grow yourself. Always open and looking for people that could bring stuff to the table. So if that's you, holler at us over here at ALife Hospitality.
That's a bet, man.
For sure.
Props, man. Hobbies. I know you work a lot. What do you do on your time off? I know you're a traveler.
Traveling. That's what I'm trying to go see the next best thing, or like just something beautiful. Get my mind off a couple of things for every so often. But I do like to travel to go see a different perspective. I think that's what kind of gets us into stuff like this, and kind of like just seeing different ways of doing things, different concepts that people bring to
people in Houston haven't seen.
Never seen.
Got a funny story. So we've traveled to a couple countries at this point. We're in Greece last year for Rob Wright's birthday. Now, y'all don't know this, but Jonathan swims like a fish. Comfortable. We're on the yacht in Greece. Where was it? Mykonos? We're in Mykonos. So first person jumps off the boat, jets in the water. Second person jumps off. Jonathan jumps off, and he jumps off the side, and he just goes away. So I'm inspired now. I'm going to jump off the boat. I jump off this boat, this yacht. It's not a boat. It's a yacht. I come up, and the boat is way over there. All right? It happens. If you swim, you notice. And I panic. I have no flotation device, nothing. I am having a conversation with myself in the middle of Greece because Jonathan jumped in the water. I Kim jumped in the water, and I'm about to die right now in the middle of Greece. My leg tightens up. I'm like, you can't yell because all these people are out here. So I'm just like, God, just please guide me. I flip over on my back, and I'm comfortable when I'm on my back, so I'm backstroking, but it's the ocean. So the water's just splashing back in my face. I turn back around, and I swear to God, I do not know how I made it back. I grabbed that rope. I was quiet. I just climbed up on that boat. This is the first time I'm telling this story. He doesn't know this. Did not share this with I didn't go back in that water. I'm not getting back in the water ever again. Period. I will never do that again, but this is your fault, bro. Almost passed out, and y'all wouldn't see me again because I went for Rob Wright's party in Mykonos. Anyway, I digress. That's how we going to cap it off, man. I appreciate you coming through. More success with all the stuff that you're doing. I definitely want to come by when you're open, try out the menu. I'm a foodie. I'll be out eating. I'm going to segue into the highlight events for the week. Tonight is Thursday. Bobby Sessions is at the Peacock Room. Yeah, you at Therapy Thursdays.
Mm-hmm. Therapy Thursdays.
Give me a little feedback on the guys who I work with Will and them. Like they're hungry. I give them props, bro.
Them dudes is got the wave. They got the wave right now.
Reggie, Will, Andre,
whole squad. They up meeting late at night, getting their whole team together. I see it. So I commend them guys for going out and setting up their organization that way. Like that organization of your team is a big part of making sure that your whole message and your whole promotion gets out there. So shout out to them for what they got going on.
When I saw y'all working together, I'm like, ALife ain't going to work with them if they don't see that same work ethic. Diablo Thursdays, 18 and up college night. That's it for Thursdays. Friday nights, Spire. You guys are Spire on Friday nights. The grown folks 30 and up at Hanky and Pillow had a crazy look for UH Homecoming last week. Y'all came by. I appreciate that coming through. Space on Fridays. It's pretty dope. Love Fridays at the address. Heist. We're just talking about InCrowd and Dre Kickback. They're there on Fridays. That's pretty much all I want to talk about for Fridays. Shouts out to my man, DJ Nimbus. He has the Exposure, a little house party vibe, something different that he does at this new spot called Bajas in downtown. If you're looking for a different vibe, house music, go check that out.
Nimbus is what's his
Nimbus. Nimbus is Greg.
The TV.
Yeah. He still does his thing. He's at Cafe Almeida. He loves house music, electric music, EDM. Dope at it. Has not changed. And he continues to provide that vibe, man. So, yeah, shouts out to him. Saturday nights, Dior Saturdays. Can't go wrong. Ghost Bar Saturdays. Deontay Wilder fights Luis Ortiz. Come watch it at Prospect Park. Seaside. We're at Seaside. If you want a pregame there, gotta give them a shout out. And it's Holly's birthday at Seaside. Grown folks, adult, mature crowd, 30 and up, free at Belvedere every Saturday. No cover. Definitely check that out. That's it for Saturday. Molo has a brunch. So if you're trying to get out early on a Saturday, look for a day party, eat good, check out Seaside as well. Keto has a day party, tracksuits and kicks at Davenport. That man kills it every week. Definitely go check it out. Grown folk vibe. Grits and Biscuits, yo.
Maurice, man. Shout out Mo and Alzo Slade. That's my family, man. Them boys bringing the grits and biscuits to the city.
Blues. This is a one-time event, but it's always dope. Talk about it, man.
Man, yeah. So yeah, Mo and I know Mo from Earl, from Mo City, from high school. Mo was a good friend of mine growing up. They started doing this grits and biscuits event out there on the East Coast somewhere. I forgot where the origins was at. But yeah, it's turned into a crazy ass like Dirty South music out there on the East Coast. So people that like might have been from HBCUs or came from Southern schools or Southern places, it's like reminiscent music. So you're hearing like Lil Jon, Pastor Troy, like they going back all the way to the college days with the music and the atmosphere, and it's like something that you're not gonna get anywhere else right now. So they've taken it nationwide. So shout out to them, man. It's a really fun time. Yeah.
I've heard about it. This is gonna be my first time going. Great reviews, so I'm definitely gonna check it out. King Dre is back home. He's got his welcome home party with the whole Boss Life crew at Eve this Saturday. It's not on the site, but if you know, you know. Oh, I already put the word out, huh? It's at Eve. Oh well, that's where it's at on Saturday night too. So that's all I want to talk. Oh, Reggie got the live music at Alley Cat. Make sure y'all check that out. People say, where's the live music at? Alley Cat. Definitely be there. Sundays the usual. Reggie Rhodes Vaughn have a day party at the Belvedere. The address is always official. Seaside on Sundays. Nobody be mad at me, but I think it's the hottest event going on in Houston on the urban front. Consistent. Got everybody that you need to see that's always there. Good-looking women. Dope dope cats doing big things. Always there on Sunday night. So shouts out to B-Star and TC. That's about it, man. We're going to wrap this up. Catch this podcast. We're now on iTunes and YouTube. And once again, I want to appreciate Jonathan, Mr. Reitzell, making time, the Porsche Bandit. You know what I mean? Shouts out to Chris, my producer for the night. You can't see him, but he's here doing this thing. Definitely appreciate you making time for this podcast. And until next week, we'll catch y'all, man, for another episode. We signing out.